Story time, story time, story time again. You know, I guess maybe if you saw me in a store or somewhere, maybe you could guess what I am or what I do or what I used to do. I'm not a very, fashionable dresser. I just have on like a pair of khaki pants and this polo type shirt. I guess you would maybe figure out that I maybe was a teacher or something if you heard me speak or talk, but just by looking at me, I don't know if you would picture that I am or used to be a minister, pastor, preacher. So I'm in the auto store just about 20 minutes ago. Or was an inspection station. I was getting my car inspected here in Texas. And as I was finishing, I was paying the guy at the counter. And I noticed there was this lady sitting when I first entered. And she was sitting there on her phone. And it took about 10 minutes to get my car done. And as I was paying and getting ready to leave, she stops me. She says, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I don't want to sound strange, but I'm getting the feeling." Or she says, "Are you a pastor?" I says, "Oh wow." She says, "Well, yes, pastor, minister, preacher." And she says, "I'm getting this feeling that you were a pastor, or you were getting ready to be a pastor." And I explained to her, I said, "Well, yes, it's something I did for 30 years and kind of semi-retired right now." And she kept saying that, she got this feeling that that's what I was. And she began to say some other things that, but she did say something that kind of made me really peek up. She said, "Well, I'm getting this feeling that you're not done yet." Or she said she saw something with young people. And I said, "My goodness, that's something that I used to be a youth minister years ago, and doing some limited work with some of the younger people at church with regard to singing in our praise group." And so, and she also said that there may be something, she saw something, me working along with a younger pastor, minister. And I told her, I said, "Wow, that's something that, of course, between you and I, something that I have in mind to do throughout my life, the rest of my life on this earth, in some kind of ministry, hoping to pour into a younger church, a younger minister, pastor." I just thought it was just kind of, just that spirit of discernment that she picked up. And again, you can probably guess maybe 2 or 3 guesses by meeting me, what I am. But we didn't have that much. We didn't have any interaction before that time. It's just, I looked at her, she looked at me, I guess, and then I was getting ready to leave, and then she began to speak and say, she was getting this feeling about what I was and who I was. And so, anyway, I don't know, it's just one of those things, intuition, discernment, perception, God, sometimes that may happen. There have been situations in my life where I just kind of knew who somebody was just by the way they spoke. But again, she didn't really hear me speak or say anything, and there was no interaction. So anyway, what do you think about that? Story time. Thanks for staying to the end.